Hey y'all, welcome back to the I Like It Raw podcast. My name is Mikala Leinani, and this is my podcast. I also go by MK, and today I'm really diving into some juicy tea. Um, really kind of just giving y'all the real and providing a way that you can save yourself some heartache, some backlash. Um, you can save yourself some shit. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. So I do have notes. I like to touch on points. That's what I've been learning throughout my journey. I'm like, oh, now that I'm back podcasting, I want to make sure I do touch on the points that, you know, I'm like, damn, that would have been a good thing to talk about, but I'm already off the fucking camera. So, yeah. But I want to talk about not talking about your issues with people like friends. If you feel family as well, but not talking about your issues with people outside of paid professionals or your journal. Because a lot of times these things can kind of get whipped back in your motherfucking face. Like, let's just be honest. You ever had somebody, you tell somebody some shit in confidence because they're your friend, they're this, they're that, and it gets brought back up? Yeah. Yeah. And y'all, when I tell you I've been dealing with some shit, and I even talked about this in the first episode where I came back about not having shit just thrown up in my face. But I've been noticing this is a constant throughout my karmic situations, throughout friendships. I mean, somehow honesty, people act like they want honesty but can't handle honesty. And your honesty is, I guess, in some way painful. So, yeah, let's just really dive into it. So, I've had friends that I've used to tell, or talk about situations, past relationships with. And there's this one situation in specific where I was going through my 7 year situation. And so I would talk to this girl, and it was all cool and dandy, she would be there for me and I appreciated her. But it was the fact that I wasn't responding to her Snapchats. And y'all know how Snapchat be. That bitch pop up and that bitch is gone. And if y'all are anything like me, which is it's not a good habit to have, but I check shit while I'm driving. And you check a snap, that bitch disappear, and you forget to respond. You just fucking forget to respond. So she felt like I was avoiding her, or I didn't want to, acknowledge her, whatever it was. I'm just sitting here like, bro, like that's definitely not the case. It's fucking snap. I'm moving around and doing a lot of shit. So if you really want to just talk, send me a fucking text. And because I heard this through the grapevine and not from her directly, I contacted her directly and sent her a text talking about these things, and she blew up in a text, and basically was just talking about like you ain't shit, you're not a good person, I was there for you during your relationship, I was there, like, you deserve all the shit that nigga did, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, all because I ain't text you back on Snap. Damn. And especially with girls, females will like all in totality. If it's a group, they will all stop being your friend because bitches just be like that. So I'm like, the girl that told me, she stopped talking to me because of what she heard from the girl. I'm just like, bro, whatever. It is what the fuck it is. Like, you win some, you lose some. but you lose a lot, especially when you own a spiritual journey. And it's just like, I felt like the statement I made to her in the text message was, it was real. Like, why don't you just fucking text me or call me if you want to have a conversation? Because I'm definitely here for anybody that needs to be heard. Like, I'm always that person to sit there and listen. And the ones that really know me and that are really cool with me, they know that. But through some disappearing social media messages, bro, all right, it is what it is. But the things I told her in confidence about my past relationship and my past situation, you know, things that I've endured, was thrown back in my face. And I was also told I deserved those things. When on the flip side, when I was first telling her these things, the nigga ain't shit, girl, you don't deserve it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And so that, like, just kind of goes into why I don't really have a lot of friends now. Because people hold grudges and people hold on to things that aren't theirs to hold on to. Like I said, you tell people things in confidence, thinking that you have somebody to vent to. And when I say vent, let me define what I mean by vent, because I don't know what other people's perception or definition of it is. If a person is venting to you, unless they ask you your opinion, they don't want that bitch. Unless the person is asking for your opinion, they do not want that bitch. I vent just to vent because, like, I'm like, damn, this shit is, this is how I'm feeling, blah, blah, blah. And this is how I do it with people. When people are telling me some shit, I'm like, yeah, damn, that is fucked up. I'm sorry you feeling that way. Like, yeah, that's a valid way to feel if that happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm not giving you what I would do in that scenario because, truth be told, I don't know what I will do in that scenario unless it's already occurred to me. And unless that's already occurred for me in my life. And I've experienced that. But like I said, with these things called opinions, people give opinions when they haven't even been through the situation. And sometimes they be trying to just side with you and diss the person that is doing the hurt to you when you're venting. But even that, like, when a person is venting, just listen. You don't have to concur. You don't have to do any of that. Just listen and make their feelings feel validated, just as the other person's feelings are going to be validated, because that's just how they fucking feel. But like I said, people do these things and give their opinion where they've never had the experience. And it's like, bro, I've been told so many times, like, well, you would act like, don't ever say how I will respond in a situation compared to how you're going to respond, because we're two different fucking people. And we don't have the same response to the same things or the same situations. And I continuously go through that, and I continuously hear that from a plethora of people, like in different roles in my life with different titles. And we are not the same. So just if you guys are doing the venting, doing the listening, doing all of that, being transparent with your feelings when it comes to a person that is not a paid for professional, beware, because those opinions, I did this, that shit can get very clouded, very hypocritical, very judgmental, and it's honestly, in the long run, not helpful. Now, when I started, when I started learning that I should not be venting, I should be journaling more, I just noticed this in specific, because we know the universe, it's a cycle in some sense. So what you put back out into the ether, whether it be thoughts, but especially verbal, it comes back to your ass. So when I say it comes back to your ass, just it literally looks like a circle when I'm even talking about it. You tell your friend, y'all get into an argument, they run that shit back on your ass, and now you feel some type of way. Like, I shouldn't even say some shit to you in the first place. It's literally all a cycle. Now, journaling has taught me that shit don't have to be thrown back in my face. The glory, the beauty of it's amazing when you can just write some shit down and not have to worry about your journal saying, well, bitch, this is what happened before. Your ass is dumb for doing it again. Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to deal with any of that. You don't have to deal with the I told you so's. You don't have to deal with the, well, I would have did this in this situation. You don't have to deal with any of that. And the reason I also say, unless you're talking to a paid professional, you pay these people to listen to you vent and give you constructive criticism outside of the situation, because they don't know the other person. Hell, they don't even really know you. But as they're getting to know you, as they're starting to learn things that you've been through, they can give you some constructive criticism or some guidance on how to get through the situation in a healthy, non-toxic way, which most of the time when you're talking to family members, friends, significant others, people that aren't paid to do that, you get something else. You get a lot of unadded, not beneficial shit. So that's why I say, if you want to be able to have that safe space where you can converse verbally, do that with a paid professional. Because I know I'm not the only one who's being honest, who tells the truth, who is themselves, and who gets they ass whooped over and over and over again by their own fucking words or their own venting session from the other person. So like, I'm just learning that, and I thought I would love to pass this lesson along, because this lesson can save you a lot of headache. It really can. So another thing is also, when you talk about these things, especially with friends, family members, significant others, sometimes they're going to limit you just to that experience and to that way of being. So it's hard for you to ascend sometimes when you are conversing about things that you're feeling and things that's going on in your life without them trying to keep you stuck in that state. Like I said, you're not always getting the best advice from friends, family, significant others. You're not always getting that advice because there is judgment. I don't care if they say they aren't judging you. Unless you know you truly got a being that's spiritual without ego, you're going to be being judged. And it's really tough to say that, but it's real. And it's losing or getting rid of ego is not an easy task. But if you're conversing with a person that's looking at both sides of what's going on, then you can actually have a very validating conversation for both perspectives of the people that's going through it, not just yours, if that makes sense. So if you're talking to somebody, this person did this to me, this person did this to me, and okay, so well, what did you do? And you tell them the whole truth of what you did, and they point out both faults or both, things on both sides that y'all could have both did better on. That's a good person to talk to. Like I said, just be mindful. Well, I think look, I'm going to give you keywords to hear or to listen out for when you are talking to somebody. If you hear these keywords, just let it go through one ear and out the other, because most of the time the fucking information is just not about to really help you in any way. So if you hear, well, I would have, I think, well, you know what? Like, you know what I would have did? That's crazy. See, you should have did things along those lines. Rule the shit out immediately. Because now they're not even taking into account the other perspective, the other side. And shit, I ain't gonna lie, there's probably a lot of people out here that aren't telling the other side properly. A lot of people out here play victim. I'm not playing fucking victim. Like, if I'm wrong, I know I could be harsh. I'm very direct. I'm very curt. But I've learned to be this way because beating around the bush doesn't get you anywhere. So sometimes being curt can be, I hate to say hurtful, but some people's feelings can be hurt depending on if they're taking it personally. I'm curt and I'm just really to the facts and to the point of what the matter is at hand. I don't want to hear anything else besides what the issue is right now. I don't want to hear no, well, this happened before this. No, like, we are talking about an issue right now. There's nothing else to discuss. If it's not about what's going on at hand, it doesn't have to be a part of it, because a lot of times that brings up another situation that is unnecessary because, like, people are trying to buffer their point or in some way win an argument that shouldn't even be occurring. Like, it gets turned into an argument because now things from this time and this time are coming up. But what does that have to do with right now? You know what I'm saying? What does that have to do with you? So, journaling. Just right back to it. Journaling will save you that shit. But all in all, when you want to vent, these venting sessions that a lot of us like and want to have become a toxic belittling party of the other person, or a what I would have done, or a competition in situations and experiences in life that are just not called for. Like I said, don't bring this shit full circle back in the ether, because that verbal output is very strong. You think your thoughts are strong, but what you say is even stronger. And you have to be careful of what you say, who you say these things to, because things can just come back and bite your ass in the ass. So, yeah. I mean, I really hope this video, this episode, has y'all thinking. Because I know I'm not the only person this happens to. And quite frankly, I'm fucking sick of it. So when I am closed off, well, I'm still probably not going to be closed off. But when I am not as out there in conversation, not quick to be like, oh, yeah, it's because of experience. And that doesn't mean I'm handling new people the same way because of past situations, but things have to be proven. Like, you give people that opportunity first, and when you see that it keeps whooping you in the fucking ass time and time again, you gotta make a change. You can't do the same thing expecting different results. That's fucking insanity. I can't be giving the same person an opportunity to be the person I talk to and that I vent to, and I keep getting the same result and the same fucking bullshit and shit thrown up in my face type shit every time. Like, okay, this happened once, this happened twice, damn, this happened again and again. Now who's the fool? Cause I don't want to have I don't have boo boo written on my head, but I'm not trying to have that. But I know what the pattern is. Sometimes you gotta go with what the pattern is showing y'all. You gotta believe their true colors. When they first show you, don't think that shit is a lie. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but like I said, you got 1, 2, ooh, hell no. Because after those few chances,
Whose issue is it now? Who really is causing the pain other than yourself? Because you already know how that person or how this situation is going to go. So, journal about it. Get a therapist. Because one, you don't want your business out there. Two, when people putting your business out there, they making you look like a fucking villain. I don't give a fuck. If you talking to somebody and they bring some shit up, believe they gonna go tell their friends and vilify your ass and why they feel the way they feel. But their friends don't know the whole fucking story, okay? Please believe that is more than 95% happening in this world. Like, this is why we probably have the issues we have now. So, just be aware. Journal about it. Let it out. Your journal don't talk back. Your journal don't talk smack. Your therapist, constructive. Okay? Constructive. Get you a great therapist. I love my therapist. And just really be mindful in what you say and who you say it to. Because, like I said, that shit comes back full circle sometimes and not in the best way. So, anyways, that's the end of this episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed. I really hope y'all found this insightful. And just know, this shit ain't for the bullshit. I ain't for the bullshit. So, all I can do is give y'all the fucking real. And that's how I always been. That's how I'm going to stay. And yeah, I really hope this helps y'all out. But now I'm going to go ahead, take care of some things. Y'all stay safe. Oh shit. Y'all so all them S's got me tongue tied. Y'all stay safe. And I will be seeing y'all in my next episode of I Like It Raw.